Hello, guys. Welcome to this evening commentary, and hopefully, you guys have all had a very wonderful start to the week. So, we are going to get into action for this week, and first up, we're going to take a look at the economic calendar, and you can see for tomorrow, the main ones, at least for tomorrow, is CPI 830. That's for Canadian dollar. We do have major impact, which is viewed in permanent numbers on US dollar. And then 9:15 a.m. we have industrial production numbers again on dollar. Now the main one is actually the New York close news, which is so we actually have two, right? So 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is past noon, we have interest rate announcement on pound, and then major impact on dollar, and then 15 minutes after that we have interest rate announcement on Canadian dollar, and then high impact on US dollar. Now, it is a little bit tricky when we have late economic releases like this. Not London close economic release, but outside London close, it does tend to get tricky. So, I do think CPI is going to be impactful for Canadian dollar, but I'm not really sure about US dollar. I'm more thinking the displacement, which a lot of people would expect to come during New York session, should come around this time, right? So this is the one where I'm looking forward to. So obviously, I'm just gonna be two videos, one for New York session, or actually New York session could be a live stream. I could live stream New York session, and then do a video for New York close. All right. Now Wednesday, that's something where it's gonna be a little bit mellow for me, where I'm not gonna do a lot of activity just due to the way the economic calendar is set up. Now I will cover. I might do a live stream if I'm up early, so I'm hoping I can get a good night's sleep on Tuesday, so I can live stream CPI during London session on Wednesday for pound. Outside that one, for the rest of the day, I'm not really that interested in whatever is going to happen for the rest of the day until Thursday. And Thursday, London session, New York session, so that is something to look forward to. All right, so I think my schedule for the rest of the week is Tuesday, New York session, New York close, Wednesday London session, and then Thursday we're looking at the entire day, and then by Friday we don't know we're doing anything in terms of speculation. All right, so let's go. Okay, so far our sentiment is played out, or you know, slight sentiment is played out. The main one here being Aussie from that level I shared, which is that mitigation block. You can see the cells come in, and we'll start off in cells of liquidity. I do think we're gonna run deeper. I'm gonna do a in-depth breakdown of what I expect on our watch list. Now for dollar, we saw high prices today, which I was able to capitalize off of. Now that did happen to come from an high time frame level, and if you go on a weekly time frame, you are going to see again. I've been talking about the theme of market maker models, right? So I just dropped the YouTube video which I shared on Discord around market maker model, right? So literally the same thing as well we're seeing here on the XY. All right, so we're looking at the high and the open price, and that's where we saw sponsorship today on dollar. Now, I personally think going into Tuesday, we're gonna get valuation by speculation or jitter swing. So my expectation for Tuesday, I am bullish in dollar. Right, so I've talked about 1,650 level, but again, I think the way we're gonna start for DXY is, or not for DXY, for that 1,650 is if run down into that fair value gap, and then it run higher. Now, the reason why I'm looking at that fair value gap more specifically is because that's where we have a down candle, and that's the fair value gap that comes after this bullshit block. So it would make sense for me that this rally higher has retail chasing buys and having sales of liquidity, and then Tuesday acts as Monday, which becomes manipulation for sell side, and that would also coincide with a run into this inefficiency. All right, fair value gap. and then run higher for our buy side liquidity. What would give it away, honestly, is if we lose this bullshit block. Now you have to think logically. If we lose this bullshit block, and when I say lose the bullshit block, I mean if we see price close past the mean threshold of this bullshit block, is there any reason for price to go back into discount? What order is it reaccumulating? It's not reaccumulating any order, right? If it's gonna go for this liquidity because it's seen expansion already, it does not need to retrace back down into discount, right? Because if you look at discount, we have this bullshit block which we trade down into here and here, and we've seen massive displacement from there, right? So, and then we have this candle trade out into this reverse balance expansion from there. If it's going to be bullish and not run for sell side, it should continue to press high from this bullshit block. So what will give it away going into New York session is if we are trading below this bearish block. That to me would be indicative of we're most likely going to run sell side liquidity into this fair value gap, and then literally the same thing I talked about in terms of anticipation for last week and it was a CAD. That would be the same play. Terrasub, chain self delivery, we're looking to go along. All right, so for Euro Pound, this pair has been absolutely abysmal, just stuck in consolidation. Although I do think we're more likely to run sell side because we're running above the side here, failed, try to go above the eye gain one more time, failed, try to below the inverted fair value gap. You can see all this look very clearly is bearish. We have a propulsion block here, so I do think we're gonna run sell side, which is why I anticipate euro being more weaker than pound. And today, which is it's a new day for me, we could get some disparity between euro and pound just because of that euro pound relationship. So we could get a situation where euro sees weakness and pound sees more upside, right? And that throws off a lot of people, right? So I'm gonna talk about this even more. Now, if we're obviously bullish in dollar, we want to confirm that bullishness with intermarket analysis confirmation. And you can see treasuries are doing so far. So 30-year trade out into that target, although this is why I want to see what I went into. But you can see what treasuries are doing, right? So I mentioned if we see treasuries continue to press lower, which is what we're expecting, dollar would follow suit and would see upside, and that's what's going on so far. So no change there in bias. Now for euro dollar, I mentioned that this order block is what we're looking at as our downside objective. Now if we trade down into the highest opening price of this two down candles, then we're gonna be referencing the mean threshold. So these two candles stick the body, divide the range in half, right? Mean threshold of that would be next downside target. We have this mitigation block, which I already talked about, right? So I mentioned that I would expect that mitigation block to act as some kind of sponsorship for euro. Now, if dollar is going to trade up into its inefficiency, we would logically expect euro to want to trade up into its own inefficiency and then sell off, continue to sell off. Again, the theme is we're looking for sells, right? So that is the theme. And what I'm watching for is, do we want to trade above this candle? If we want to trade above this candle, I think we're going to run buy side liquidity and trade up into this bearish block and then sell off from there and clear out sell side liquidity. So literally same bias as dollar. Now for pound, because the expectation euro pound is weakness in euro pound, I think this one is going to be a little bit more bullish. All right, so I almost murdered that word. Again, I would not be surprised at all if this bear ends up running higher, even through this bearish block. I would want to see self in this bearish block because that is upside accumulation. But I would not be surprised at all if it runs through this bearish block and goes back up into this, right? So this is the highest up close candle prior to run lower. And let me set this out here. Because of that euro pound relationship, I would not be surprised at all if we run deeper into premium on pound and then heading into, I believe, when is the London session? Now I know we have interest rate statement on pound, but I think London session Wednesday, that's where we're gonna see some real sponsorship. All right, so if today we get some kind of maybe trade and price happens to displace in our direction, then we will be holding on to something for CPI during London session. All right, so that's something to watch out for. And then Aussie dollar. Now with Aussie, I don't really see Aussie losing this eye, to be honest. All right, I think this is the eye of the week in Aussie, and we're just gonna continue to press lower. I have this. This is where my attention's at. All right, so if it lines up for New York session, I might be all over Aussie instead, because structure looks cleaner, and our target is sell side below this data sell side. Now I do think that we should be going for the rejection block down here. All right, and if you go down a daily time frame, because I already explained we have to run on bias liquidity. We have this Dylan ring here. We have one ring here, one ring here. So I expect the market's gonna violently get out of this Dylan range and go for sell side. All right. So and that sell side would be a complete closure of this bias and balance sell side efficiency. So that is my next round liquidity, and that's something I'll be looking to participate in. So I might do a separate video tomorrow on Aussie for New York session if that will runs, and talk about levels where I would personally look to do my own trading and how I would look to do my own trading if I consider it a good level for a trade. I think most likely it's going to be a short-term trade or day trade, so we're going to see what tomorrow presents. But again, these are my current sentiments, and you're not changing, right? So the market is doing what we want to see the market do. Now, this is the one where we do have CPI. I will suggest you don't trade this one until my live stream or video for CPI, right? So just hold on to the sidelines, avoid this for London session, and then New York session, we can talk about this. All right, so in the meantime, guys, I'll trade safe, and I'll talk to you next time.